Welcome to Dr. Mary Travelbest's Travel Guide. This is a special episode for women like you who need a little extra support traveling the world, one woman at a time. This episode is sponsored by Sun Marketing, Advertising, and Media. I'm Dr. Mary Travelbest, and I've been traveling independently since 1972, and soon to release a second guidebook, Women Travel: 5 Steps to Solo Adventures. Please share this podcast with your friends and make their trips the very best. In this episode, the FAQ is, how can I find a good tour guide for just me? The destination is Hiroshima, Japan. Today's mistake, going the wrong direction on the subway. And travel advice, be safe above all. So the FAQ, how can I find a good tour guide for me? Here's the answer. Most cities have their own tour guides. These are experts on that city who will gladly show you around. So please note that free also means they are tips-based. So you would be expected to pay them something for their time and expertise. To find a free tour guide, you can do the following 6 things. You can ask a friend or someone you know. That's pretty easy. 2, you can Google free walking tour and then add the city in your Google search and you'll find results. 3, you can set up or find a meetup on meetup.com. You can also look for paid tours from a lot of other sources. And you can look up freetour.com, freetoursbyfoot.com, Women Welcome Women UK, freetourcommunity.com. There's lots of these out there. And now for the destination, Hiroshima, Japan. Hiroshima is a city with over 1 million residents, and it's located on Japan's Honshu Island. I traveled there and back solo via high-speed train and bus and wanted to experience it for myself, what it was like to come back from an atomic bomb blast during World War II. I recommend the trip if you have even 1 extra day in Japan. Super fast trains will get you there and back in short time frame. The Shinkansen high-speed train network is remarkable and on time every time. The Peace Memorial Park brings to life what happened in 1945. You will see the ruins of Genbaka Dome, Hiroshima Castle, and the Japanese gardens. There's not much remaining there at that space since the attack. I would suggest you visit if you can, just for the history lesson, and see the museum that houses some of the artifacts. I'll talk about that in just a minute. Now, you can visit for a day or a few days if you like. The atomic bomb's intense heat and radiation created a super high pressure blast and burned nearly all buildings within 2 kilometers of the center. That bomb took 140,000 lives that year and so many more lives afterwards. You can see the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum and get the experience of the bombs dropping in this city and the troubles that followed. And you can learn about how atomic bombs and this city was devastating to the world. Now, in the area, you'll also find Hatsukaichi, a city located in Hiroshima Prefecture, Japan. There's a market with locally grown vegetables and food items, especially on the 20th of every month. It's a resort area with lots of hotels and places to stay for travelers like you. And now for today's mistake, going the wrong direction on the subway. I'm notorious for going the wrong direction, including on the subway. I've done this so many times, it's just another delay. It's not worth getting upset about, so I just make the most of my error and get back on the next train, going back the way I came. It happens to the best of us, really. So don't sweat these small lessons learned and enjoy the ride. And now for today's travel advice. Be safe above all. I conducted an online survey this month about the factors that are keeping women from travel. The numbers were convincing to me. It was not the lack of companionship, they said, but the lack of confidence and safety that's making this decision. So be aware of what you can do to increase your safety factors, like daylight travel times, getting vaccinated, boosted, and wearing a mask or double mask whenever you're indoors with people. Follow the clean protocols and be aware. I want to bring meaning to your travels. Send me your travel tip. You can send it to any of my social media. I'm on all of them. And you can also look for your tips in our next steps to solo travel adventures.
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travelbest, that is.